Good evening, necromancers and animated dead, and welcome to another spine-tingling-tastic episode of Blood from a Stone, a tale of love and dread in RPG. My name is Philip, I'm the Dreadmaster, and I am ensconced, I tell you. Dan, are you happy to hear that I'm saying it still forever and all time?
Static.
There we go. I am ensconced by a wonderful group of players. Say, good evening, players.
Good evening,
player.
Oh, man. How's everyone doing tonight?
I've got the heart of the cards.
Do you believe in You actually really do have you have the best hand by a mile, and I realize now I probably should have redealt.
Nope.
Because when it's this unbalanced, I will often redeal. The reason
Do it.
I think the reason I didn't is this time, like, there were a couple face cards here and there. Last time it was a situation of there were 2 perfect hands and 3 because like Jeremy, you have the worst hand here.
I do.
But last time there were 3 hands as bad as this.
Yes, but we're not trying to go for
But
a
it's
balance
funny.
here. We're trying to go for the extremes, which lend themselves to more interesting storytelling.
Well, last week I redealt, and I think somebody got screwed by the redeal last week. I remember that. I don't remember who it was, but somebody genuinely got
me, because I was not here.
That is true. Well, you got screwed the week before when well, let's recap, shall we? Here we are. So
it was so good.
we are here in the lands of Ignador, which I have to say so far this has been a cracking campaign here in Ignador. Some very fun stuff with some interesting characters up to stuff. One of you, I won't say who, although they could identify as though they wanted to. One of you today messaged me that you think this is your favorite sort of arc or campaign so far.
It was me.
Let's talk a little bit about what was going on here in Ignador. We had, of course, left Hattie and the Soldier of Fortune, now in sword form, joining up with Alvin Theodore and meeting Elowyn and her retainers Spellington and Urrek at the Tower of Arvor Gazati in the realms of Ignador, where the dead things dwell. But in this court are a pair of twins of the Twilight Elf persuasion, the brothers Qulenem, Atris, and Chadelaid, or Chad, to those who really understand who he is. These brothers decided they wanted to ingratiate themselves into the sort of the good graces. One ingratiates themselves into good graces, huh? Ingratiate themselves into the good graces of their sort of sovereign, Arvor Gazati, and volunteered to lead this group on a mission to the Hill of No Solace, where Alvin Theodore might be removed from his stony form, returned to a mortal body, and in the release of that energy, that could do something to the hated Lich Queen Visibadiroth, who is in love with Arvor Gazati. And Arvor Gazati believes that were he to do that, he would finally win the love of his beloved Stasuth, even though they are in love with the Lich Queen Visibadiroth, who of course hates Stasuth. No exit. This, however, was not to the liking of Elowyn, who, I don't know, she also hates the Lich Queen, but doesn't like Arvor Gazati. Somehow she's been allowed to be there. She and her 2 retainers. Urrek, her human retainer, who's been very vocal these past few weeks. And Spellington, her Ladweel elf, like her, he is... Do you think Spellington is maybe like a distant relation of Elowyn? I'll say that you can make that call or not.
it's possible, but not enough that he would take any
Understood.
sense of grandeur from the relation.
Perfect. So basically, or Spellington, one of her other sort of men-at-arms, elves-at-arms, who has been incredibly quiet the past few weeks. Even over the course of the following adventures for the group, secretly, through the duplicitous, kind of clever exploratory leadings of one Hattie Ford, who is not allied to Alvin, but kind of on his side for now, led the group through the marshes of the goblins on a shortcut that was really designed so that Elowyn and Alvin could see to their true purpose, going directly to the Lich Queen's palace in the Valley of Badairoth and slaying her. For it has been foretold that Alvin can do this, being neither alive nor dead, being a natural thing, a stone construct. Atris and Chadelaid were none the wiser as they were led through these marshy things, complaining a lot. The players were not here, so we made them extra irritating that day, and getting kind of all sorts of mud in their shoes and eventually frogs in their pants and throat. When the group met the Goblin Witch on her moving cabin in these murky swamps. There are many people in these swamps right now seeking the questing beast, but Elowen said we will not waste our time on this. We will go to the Goblin Witch instead. For Alvin and Hattie were intrigued by encountering a being such as this. She, after proving her abilities by putting frogs into and around Atris and Chadelaid, then said that she could give Alvin Theodore the weapon that would kill the Lich Queen, for only he could wield such a weapon, but a weapon is needed, but it would need a like-for-like prize. And upon finding out what Hattie had upon her, said it will be that sword. The Soldier of Fortune protested, but in the end, the group said okay, though Hattie had a little trick up her whip. Unfortunately, through some machinations of the witch, as Hattie did a badass backflip out of the leaping on four frog legs cabin, having whipped the sword to try to get it back, after the others had left. Sadly, she had only an empty scabbard. The Goblin Witch had the soldier's soul sword leaping away in the distance, and now the group found themselves in the marsh in the midst of a dreadstorm, at which point they did survive, although at great cost to Atris, Chadelaid, Urrek, and Elowen's sort of points. Their whatever. Yes, you guys. You had to spend a lot of power. Actually, you guys were okay on power. It is. I mean, you all spent some power, but your friend spent more. And to that point, actually, Hattie. Yes, Hattie, I am actually going to. I very rarely do this, but in this case, because it was just for survival and what everybody else. Yes, Spellington and Hattie, I am going to dock you guys a few points to have survived that as well. So Spellington, you are at
dreadful news.
You are at 10 power, and Hattie, you are going down to 9. I am afraid.
Oh.
So that actually puts you kind of right in line with everyone here. For Urrek has 8, Chadelaid has 9, and Atris has 8, and Elowen has like 3, I think, something like that.
She's low.
She's very low. Urrek actually gave her some of his life force. However, with all that happening, oh, and even Alvin is pretty low. Alvin spent a lot to like do some rerolls and things. I think Alvin may be lower than Alvin. I think the two who aren't here conveniently are both really low. That being said, Alvin did manage to, with a lot of help from everyone, from some Atris disrupting the necromantic sort of rejuvenation of a vampire, Chadelaid sending sort of water to carry the thing on sort of the caustic waters, Urrek powering up his lady so she could do stuff. She created sunlight, etc. Vampire dragon was destroyed, turned to ash, and Urrek collected from its chest some odd little teeth, or rather big teeth, that the Quelenems cast a necromantic divination upon, discovering that it belonged to a now deceased gator face from the grave marshes named Stiltcutter, whose soul is at peace. And that detail was a shock, for such things were said to be impossible in the Dreadlands. So in any case, whether a weapon could be fashioned of these teeth, Urrek, but whether or not further in kind of the Quelenems are like, ooh, something is interesting about this tooth. So, with the group diminished in their after the fight, but having survived a dreadstorm, and also having gotten all 4 queens out for me, so the hour stands at 4. We now will resume our story here in the swamp, right after I read today's invocation. Now, if this be true, there is no limit to the horror to which mankind may be heir. If this be true, men may be hovering forever on the brink of unthought oceans of supernatural terror, parted from the next world by a thin veil which may be rent, as we have just seen it rent. I would like to believe otherwise, but... So, my friends, Elowin is certainly present now, so I'm not going to, she won't get to disappear, and oh my god, I would kind of love to kill her while she's gone. That would be funny for a lot of reasons.
Don't you dare.
I mean, you know what? She has so goddamn many characters.
It's true.
If I could do it to anyone and it'd be fine, it would be her. Let me pull them up just for the sake of yeah, she has 4 power and Alvin has 7. So the vampire dragon's ashes are kind of mingling with the murky waters here. The dreadstorm has let up. There is simply the returning to the sort of standard gloom of these marshes. The spot where the goblin witch's cabin had stood has already just been filled in by the storm and kind of the water that the area actually we'll also say like it's the water is still lapping around everybody's ankles pretty intensely, even if you're just like, you know, kind of up on a more dry spot because of all the water displaced when sort of Chadelaid sent the big water gushing, and then the dragon kind of the displacement of the dragon stopped, and so it's very kind of a miss. And you do notice without any draws required that there are lizard-like things and snakes kind of moving through the swamp and fen.
Do we, as like natives to the land, like, do we have any recognition of like what types of, if they're dangerous, poisonous?
I think yes. You. This is. I would say that yeah. The Quelenems, kind of, with this being a little closer to your lord's area, I would say that the two of you could sort of recognize that these are not like you're not seeing any like deeply dangerous, you know, kind of supernatural predators. You don't think you want to go provoke any of these kind of, you know, lizards and things, but you could certainly handle them if you had to.
Stay close, friends. No one likes a snake in their boot.
Or a frog in their pants.
Or a frog in their pants.
Or their mouth.
Oh,
Yes.
French.
Elowin will sort of say,
Thank you for laughing.
I am very... I am rather spent after that battle, but I do not think we should stay here. Hattie, can you lead us on?
Well, sure, but I kind of need to get that sword back.
Oh.
There are plenty of swords to be found, ma'am. You know.
I have a pretty good sword now, in exchange. You can have it when I'm done, but you probably can't pick it up.
What exactly was the importance of that sword anyway? How did you get it?
Get it? It was sort of forced upon me. The importance of the sword is the sword itself is, well, it wasn't mine. It's its own. All right, look, if we continue on, well, eventually I have to come back for it, I suppose. All right, fine. Yeah. Let's go.
Didn't we pick up that she was talking to it?
I think that you did have that sense. Yeah, you can.
I turn to Hattie and say, like, you can't just talk to your sword like you've been talking to her before.
I can talk to the scabbard. The problem is the scabbard won't talk back. The sword did.
I'm assuming there's a range on the connection.
A bit of it, yeah. Oh yeah, Philip, didn't we discuss? Is there anything? There's no issue, right, with my character if the sword is separated from me?
I'm going to say no because it was, even though there was duplicity behind it, because it was willingly transferred.
Okay.
I'm going to say that the sort of, the kind of that stuff is,
That's not a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, look. We just, let's finish one task at a time.
Agreed.
So can I attempt to navigate them?
Please give us a navigation. So, Hattie, and I know that Dan has not played this system in a long time, so we'll I'll say this is the revision. And also just so all of you know how it works again. You can, basically what you're always doing is drawing a card. But what you can do is use a card from your hand instead of a draw to sort of guarantee a result. Now, Hattie, you are sitting on 2 diamonds. And if you ever play on suit, you get to replenish the card.
Yeah.
In your hand, which is cool.
And then I have a +5 to navigate.
You have a +5 to navigate. So if you're confident, basically, I'll let you guys know. Here's to our viewers, we did draw. I should tell everyone's hands before we start, just so you guys can follow along at home. This is Hattie's hand. Hattie is sitting on 2 diamonds, so she could have an 11 or a 17 if she were to use that king, if she were to say this is like the time to get out perfect. An 11 is a great result, an 11 is a very good result, but a 17 is a pretty outstanding one. Spellington's hand is this, a pretty darn beefy, got a queen in there, but 2 jacks and a 10, amazing. Sadly, Urrek did not draw as well. 2 aces, but Urrek could always try to,
Here's my question.
cycle some
Hold
of those
on.
out. Yes.
Do I think I can, like, make a note and track and like, get an idea of where the witch's hut went, or the?
I'm gonna say it to you like this. After I love
After
this.
that storm and the fight. That's why I'm like, I wonder if that's
Hattie,
even possible.
in this moment, though you are an expert at what you're doing, and bear in mind, you basically know how to get out of the swamp, but you can really do one or the other. You can be assured that you know the direction that the hut hopped, or you can be assured that you get them out of the swamp where you intended to. This, by the way, is Chadelaid's hand for the day. For the start, the hand will change a great deal the more draws that are made.
That is quite a choice.
That is our very sad hand for Atris. You know what? To Atris and Urrek only. Would
Yes,
both
sir.
of you please? I'm going to say that Spellington is, checking other things. Hattie's doing this. Chadelaid, you're kind of thinking whatever. Atris and Urrek, if the two of you would like, you may make analyze rolls on your current situation.
Wonderful. I'll spend that 3 of diamonds on.
You're not going to go for the 2? You're not going to go the worst?
Oh, is the 2 also a diamond? It's blurred in my picture.
Oh, sorry. It's 2, 3, 4 are all diamonds.
Oh, okay. I'll do the 2. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you.
I'm gonna use the ace of diamonds.
You're going to use the ace of diamonds. Great. So congratulations, Atris. You now
Yeah.
have a 7 of diamonds instead.
Oh, cool.
And you're using the ace of diamonds. I love it. You will replace that in your hand, Urrek. I'm letting them cycle out their terrible cards with a 5 of hearts.
I'll take it.
Sure. I mean, it's objectively.
Way better.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get us out of the swamp.
Okay.
Good.
Which card would you like to use?
I'm gonna use my 6 of diamonds since I have the 5 bonus. to
6 of
navigate
diamonds to get out of the swamp. So, with a 6 of diamonds, that brings us to an 11. Congratulations, you replace it with a Queen of Spades. So as you begin to lead the group out, you, despite the difficulty and knowing that you're sort of giving up the cabin, you begin to head through the Goblin Marshes.
What he's thinking is he's tough enough. As a sword, he can't really be hurt, and if he gets out of the thing, well, feel bad for them more than him.
Indeed. So as you begin to lead the group through, I would love for everyone to give me, as you make your way through this space, either a look or listen roll to just keep your wits about you. Hattie is confident of her path, but you know that after a storm like that, many more things could be about. And as Chadelaid has warned you, you don't want snakes in your boots, frogs in your throat.
Am I making one too, or no, since I navigated?
I think, Hattie, you don't have to.
Okay.
I'll use my 7 of clubs.
7 of clubs. All right. With 7 of clubs, that will not be replaced in your hand. But that will get you to a... are you doing look or listen? I guess it's a 7 either way for you, Chadelaid.
Look.
Chadelaid, keeping your eyes around you, you notice many areas where like trees have kind of been blown over, and there kind of has been some this area has certainly been kind of in upheaval because of all of this. Atris, what are you going to play? For your
What am I going to play?
Yeah, make a look roll, or you can draw.
Yeah, fairly good.
If you don't like any of your cards, you can always draw.
Yeah, I'll draw.
Ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. Congratulations, a Jack of Hearts. Congratulations, that is an 11. Or wait, what is your? Are you?
I have a 1. I have a 1.
Are you looking or listening?
I guess I would listen.
Then you'll listen. That's going to get you to a 13. Ha ha ha. But not only that, friend, you draw a replacement card, which is a 9 of hearts. But now, because you are on suit, what would you like to discard from your hand?
Probably the 2 of clubs.
2 of clubs. You got it. All right. So the 2 of clubs is out. You now have a 9 of hearts instead.
Okay.
What are you going to do, Urrek?
I'll use my 5 of diamonds. Oh, my 5 of
5 of hearts. Cool. On suit. Love it. All right. 5 of hearts. It's gonna be replaced with a 2 of hearts. I am so genuinely sorry. Bad news. But that does get you. Do you have a bonus to that at all?
1.
A 1. So
From
yes,
look.
as you look around. So basically, Atris is gonna see a lot. Chadelaid and Urrek are kind of like keeping an eye out. But Atris, you've heard something. Spellington, my friend. Hi, Spellington. How are you, Dan? Welcome for your first draw.
Part of the cards. 3 of hearts.
Oh, he went with a 3 of hearts. Okay, I thought he was gonna use his queen.
No. I just realized something better to do with that. I will use a 3 of hearts.
Use a 3 of hearts. You replace it with an 8 of hearts.
Excellent. And I have a +3, so that's a total.
A 6.
Yes.
So, with 6s and 7s from sort of Spellington, Urrek, and Chadelaid, kind of paying good attention, not seeing any immediate dangers on the paths. Atris, however, Hattie, as you're sort of guiding them, Atris, you hear voices not far from here. You think they are perhaps even not on your direct path that Hattie's leading you, but you think it is more up there. You can hear that there are 2 individuals speaking in a language that you are not... Oh no, never mind, you would understand it. Although they're speaking in an archaic form of the Fantese tongue.
I hold up my hand to signal to people that I hear something. There are people near us. 2 of them speaking in Fantese. Let me see if I can get a better listen. I see if I can make out what they're saying.
You've heard the odd word here. Someone would need to sneak closer to them if you wanted to hear what they're saying. Someone would need to go under their physicality and throw a spade at sneak.
Is this a language I would be familiar with?
Patty, I don't think. Actually, you know what? You may make a luck roll on a D13.
I have a 6 of spades that I can use.
You could use a 6 of spades. Would anybody else like to do a sneak? Cool.
Are we all sneaking?
No one has to. I mean, one person could sneak. If multiple people want to sneak, you can all. Anyone who'd like to phrase like that. Who here would like to sneak toward the thing to get a better ear? Atris will go. Okay, Atris, you're going to spend your 6 of spades.
Brings me to an 8.
Brings you to an 8. Great. And you replace that with an 8 of clubs. So Atris kind of tells you guys, like, I hear something, hold on, and Atris begins kind of, fairly quietly making his way through the marshes.
I rolled a 9 on luck.
A 9 on luck. You do know this language as well. So when Atris was pointing, and Atris said someone speaking at Fantese, you could go with him if you wanted to sneak along, or you can just let the elf do what he's doing. You do have a queen. You have a queen of spades. You could be the sneakiest person who's ever snuck.
No, and a 3 is not going to cut it.
Or you could draw.
Yeah, but then I have to play whatever I drew.
Yep.
Do it.
But then I can
Yeah.
screw it up for us if my sneak is bad.
Also true. It's almost like rolling a dice.
I'm not gonna.
Understood. All right, so you will let Atris go. So Atris sneaks along with a 6 and with his own
An 8.
sort of an 8. Well, with a 6 on the 6 on the card. So with his own sort of stuff, he's able to sort of get a little closer, and he doesn't think he's making a tremendous amount of noise, although he does know that it's kind of one of those things where you're like, I would probably have heard this, if I were listening carefully. You get a little closer, and you hear that there are 2 individuals who are sort of on the other side of a thicker copse of trees. They are speaking quietly, but you kind of it's carried on the wind, and you overhear them having a discussion. One of them is saying in Fantese, I just am beginning to think that this is a waste of time. I don't think there is a questing beast out here. I think the goblins lied to us. Because, remember how much they charged us for their disgusting food and their supplies and all of this? The other one says, yes, but what else are we doing with our lives, really? What else is there to occupy us honestly? What are we really wasting? Life? No, but if the questing beast is here, if we can lay our hands upon it and we can unlock its secrets. Besides, we have money to spend, don't we? Right? We have time to kill, people to kill. Right? Yes. Let us stay here a while longer. That storm was invigorating, and perhaps it has stirred something up. Well, I think this is stupid, but fine. Fine. Here, if you'd like, you can have another one of my little dried fishes they gave me. They're disgusting. I hate their food. Well, sorry, I'm going to eat it, and you'll have to smell it upon my mouth. Oh, I wish I hadn't come here with you. This is such a waste of time. That is what you hear, Atris. And variations thereupon.
Do I know what a questing beast is?
A questing beast is
Like
a
magician.
You guys, maybe you weren't,
We weren't
here
there for that.
You weren't here that session. The questing beast is a tell you what, it can be. I sometimes I have it be recall information as well. Give me a research, Atris.
How do I not have points in research yet?
If you, I think this would be research more than analyze, because it's about
yeah,
additional information.
I'm gonna put the rest of my points in research.
Dude.
Actually.
Wow.
Because I only have 4 left, so.
All right, and are you going to? You have a 3, 4, or 7 on suit, or a 9, 8 off suit.
I'll do a 4 on suit.
A 4 on suit.
So it brings me up to an 8.
Gets you to an 8, which is again pretty darn good. With an 8, you are aware of the questing beast. It is something. It is a. Many different cultures and groups suggest that there is this amazing monster that contains incredible power and can grant it to anyone who were to catch it. And depending on who you're talking to, kill it or, entomb it alive or do whatever the process is to unlock its ability. But it is something that the Twilight Elves, you have many sort of, thoughts on what the questing beast is and how it can give you crepuscular power. Whereas, the Life Elves think it brings life. The Goblins think it would just taste good, I guess.
It's right our opportunity, brother.
So, Atris, you hear them discussing the questing beast, and you do know from when you guys came in here from... You weren't here this session, but you guys did meet a goblin named Yivicus who said that he was here seeking the questing beast with his wolf.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak back to the group and tell them what I heard.
Great.
I said,
Well.
threat or opportunity.
What opportunity?
Threat or opportunity.
Oh. I think neither. It's something to be ignored.
Should we go around?
Rather not deal with them.
What do you think? And Chadelaid turns to the group.
Elowen Elowen's kind of like half out of, kind of just like recuperating as best she can.
If my lady is not feeling great, then I think we should ignore the beast for now.
Urrek will condescendingly praise Atris. Say, well done, twin. You managed to not completely embarrass yourself with that sneak.
Give me
I'll just, instead of like ignoring him completely, I'll turn, what does the navigator think?
Hold on a moment, Atris. I'm going to let him, Urrek, if you'd like to, why don't you intimidate on top of that, sir?
Yeah.
What would you like to use?
Beast of 6.
6.
Wait. Yeah, I want the 6 for this.
I think, yeah, you're like, this one matters. Congratulations,
This
you've drawn a
matters.
queen. You have a queen of diamonds. So basically, Atris, you can certainly ignore him, but it does sting a little.
Also, Shad doesn't ignore him.
But it's, So. But you've asked the navigator.
Yes.
I mean, if it's nothing that matters, then we may as well keep going. I think we've been sidetracked enough, and since we've already lost one of our party as a result, we may as well.
I thought so, exactly. Shall we?
No point in twiddling our thumbs.
You'd know something
Chadelaid.
about that, wouldn't you? Urrek?
Very well. So as you guys continue on, Hattie sort of leading you, you don't, Hattie doesn't even alter, but you saw where Atris was definitely going off the path to hear that. And without, you don't have to draw to be a little quieter as you sort of pass where they are. But eventually, you begin to come to an area where the ground is getting a little sturdier. Still sort of marshy on some sides, but there are some rather, I mean, they're wet now, but there are some sort of much more solid paths that you can begin to walk on. And as you're sort of passing that way, you do see that there are 3 goblins sort of like kind of with an overturned rowboat that has a big hole on one side of it. There is one sort of smaller warg wolf with them, kind of wandering of its own as these 3 goblins. But as they sort of, as you guys approach, they seem to have like some like papers out, which they're kind of quickly stuffing into a little like satchel and hold all. One of them puts a weapon of some kind, like a little axe or something, that was not drawing it, just like kind of sets it an easy reach on top of the overturned rowboat. And one of the other goblins, she kind of looks up at you and says, "Our questing beast here. That will brings you out to the marshes."
None of your business, really. You seem to be in a bit of trouble.
Oh, hey, we're not in any trouble. We're fine.
Very good then. We'll leave you be. Let's keep walking.
Well, hold on a moment. If you're thinking we're in trouble, if you do want to help us, I suppose we could. Nah, we don't need any help. They're fine. But this other goblin says, no, if you want to help us, we've got
Well, spit it out. What happened?
There might be some.
You need help or not?
Might be some gold in it for you. Enough
What
to
do you think?
share.
How much?
Well, let's see how many there are. Ooh, there's 7 of you. Seems like a large party. It's a lot of people.
Oh, you can count that high. I'm impressed.
Nice fucking elves. You know, never mind. We'll be fine. You could be on your way. That's why I was trying not to talk to them. They're elves. They're all rude. They all think we're stupid.
No, we might as well be useful to you now that we've crossed paths. What trouble might you be in?
No, just you were looking. You got your construct there. Your shield guardian. He's kind of gesturing to Alvin.
His name's Alvin.
You named your shield guardian.
His name is Alvin.
Well, that's interesting. Well,
Do you need help or not?
I suppose we do, but we not from stuck-up elves. We don't.
Vegas can't be choosers.
I know, they're quite a bother, aren't they?
They are quite a bother. I appreciate it. Yeah,
We
they
do our
are.
best.
Well, there's something to be said for having chivalry and helping out the lesser folk, so what aid might you require?
Lesser folk. You know, never mind. They said lesser folk. I don't know around here. Good point. Never mind. He's kind of he just goes back and slunks, and the one who first called him, says, she'll be like, so here's the thing. We had a chest with us in our boat here. We were out hunting the question beast, as you lot presumably were as well. And we wish you luck on that endeavor. But in the storms, our chest seemed to have vanished over the side of our boat. And
Demolishes.
well, it's a fairly large chest, which is why we can't quite scavenge to get it back up on our own. But perhaps with some assistance, especially from your shield guardian, we could maybe fetch it, and we'd give a reward. Gold pieces. Many gold pieces for each of you, or diamonds if you'd prefer, gems.
So you know where it is, you just can't lift it.
Well, we have a rough idea where it is, but it's sort of yonder. She'll point. It's over there somewhere. The main tree I was looking at sort of fell over and hit me in my head, so not precisely sure where it is now.
Can I waterbend again and see if I can move the water out from the...
To do a much, you could, if you wanted to not even spend any power, you could just kind of send some little ripples. You definitely could do that without even expending power. You would just need to make a cast a spell using a diamond, and you have plenty of diamonds in hand.
I do.
Which
What do you
like,
think?
Which would you like to use?
Should we help them for some gold?
I think Urrek will stay to Spellington because we're both, attendants to Our Lady.
Sure.
That I typically don't partake in petty mercenary work, but I know Spellington has some degree of chivalry, so maybe he could use his magic too.
Well, I mean, my magic is that of what I do with my deeds.
Ugh.
If Our Lady wills it, then so be it. I mean, I live to serve her.
He's so painfully elvish all the time.
I suppose we Elowin will be like, I suppose we could help them if they need assistance, and it won't be too much trouble. Alvin, would you help them? I suppose.
guardian talks. That's it. That's a good shield guardian. Wizard's bodyguard. They make excellent use of him.
He's not a shield guardian.
Oh,
I've told him.
what manner of construct is he?
A man in a bit of dire straits. I think our group is fine with helping you, but we don't have a lot of time. So
No.
get this kind of going.
Well, it's much appreciated. Yes, yonder did we lose our chest? Yonder did it go over and our boat was damaged? And yes, this way.
So if you guys start sort of heading that way, Chadelaid, if you do want to start moving some water around to see what you can do, if you're...
Are we able to see what they're showing us to get to, or is it farther off?
Yeah.
I'll phrase it like this. The range of where this goblin, where she pointed, it's a pretty wide range. It's it's an area, a football field in area is kind of what she's gesturing.
Anyone done like a detect vibe on these people yet?
No one has done a detect vibe. Anyone who'd like to draw a detect vibe may do so.
I'll do it.
All right. Hattie is giving me a 9 detect vibe, and you will replace that. You now have a 7 of clubs, and that. What does that get your? Actually, anyone who's doing it, just will deal with the cards and just remember what your number will be with your modifier. Spellington, are you detecting vibe?
Yes. Okay. So remind me, I can either use my cards or I can just draw random ones.
You can draw random ones, and so if you were to use specifically your Jack of Clubs, you will
It
get
would
a
also
replacement. Otherwise, you won't. Or just draw random. If you don't care about it that much and you don't want to waste your Jack, and you also don't want to be shorthanded.
Yes, I will draw random.
Okay, great. So you're going to draw random. Your random card is an 8 of hearts. So is that just a flat 8 for you?
I have 2 in detect vibe already.
Then you have a 10 there. Urrek, it's a 1 plus whatever your modifier is.
For detect vibe,
Detect vibe.
I have a 2 in detect vibe.
You get to a 3. How do you spent a 9? What is your modifier in detect vibe?
None.
None. Okay, so you're at a 9.
Yeah.
Chadelaid, are you going to use your 4?
I don't have a 4.
You have a 4.
What was
4 of
what was
clubs?
my new card?
Your new
I had a-
card.
I don't know if you said it or if you showed it.
I have not yet. Your new card is a. Liv, your new card was a 7. I had not given you your new card yet. Yours is a 9 of spades. Chadelaid, currently I have for your hand an 8 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, Jack of diamonds, 4 of clubs. That's what you currently have.
I did have a 4 of clubs. Yeah, I'll use my 4 of clubs.
4 of clubs. All right. What is your modifier for detect vibe?
Nothing.
Cool. Then you're at a 4, but you replace it with a club. Congratulations, a 10 of clubs. Atris, what are you gonna rock?
Did you ever give me a new card after I did the 4 of diamonds on the suit?
I don't think I did. You now have a king of clubs.
Okay. I'm gonna use my 8 of clubs then.
8 of clubs. Do you have a modifier?
I do not.
You replace it with a 5 of clubs.
Okay.
All right. Wonderful. Also, hello to our raiders. We're playing a game. We're using a card draw system, and since we're all in different places, I'm just having to have everyone's hands for them. So we're just getting that in thing, and it can sort of slow things down when everyone does something at once. But also, it's cards. It's fun. Basically, we are playing a horror game. This is a group we have 3 elves, a human, a smoking one, which is kind of this noir character from a different realm, and 2 player characters not here tonight. One is a stone golem, and one is also an elf. And they are making their way through a goblin marsh on their way to kill a lich queen. That's the vibe. So, if I believe that Spellington and Hattie got to the 9 or 10 round range with this detect vibe. Atris, you got more to like the like 6. What was your total?
8.
8. Oh, I'll kind of lump you in with that. So Urrek and Chadelaid, your vibe on this is not you don't have as good of a read on this. I would say that Atris and Hattie get the feeling that these goblins, you're not getting any malice from the goblins. They're distrustful, but they really do want your help. They're worried. If anything, they're just worried you're going to betray them. You know, you're gonna recover their stuff and keep it all. Although they may have some, They don't seem so worried, so perhaps they have means of trying to prevent that. Spellington, the only thing you're getting is that the only thing you're getting in addition is a certainty that there are. It is probably not gold they're trying to recover. If that makes sense. They will give you gold, but there's something else they want.
Yes. I mean, there are things more valuable than gold in these waters.
Oh, I'd say there are, yes. So you'll help your stone man. You'll help this way.
And the goblins will kind of begin, sort of leading you.
Do you happen to have an educated guess as to where this chest might have fallen?
Well, in terms of it's somewhere between where that tree used to be and where that tree still is.
A more educated guess.
No, that's but hopefully
Like a university educated guess as opposed to a finishing school educated guess.
No, I don't. That's the best guess I have, but perhaps with us all sort of poking for it, and a means of finding it and a means of pulling it out, we'll be all right.
Very well.
So can Chadelaid start like pulling the water so that it starts moving away from areas of the marsh?
You can, without spending any power, you can kind of you just kind of like send some ripples through the water that will sort of, might reveal something. But if you want to be like parting the sea and seeing like really far down, you will have to spend power to be getting a better look.
You want to pull a Moses,
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking like I was thinking more like, when you like would normally like take your arm and like move the water back kind of thing, instead of doing that and getting all wet.
Absolutely. If you just kind of want to be moving some water around, you're not going to be getting to swamp bed doing that, but you can certainly, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. You can use any of your diamonds, or you can draw, or you can use your 10 and not replace a card to your hand, however you'd like to.
I'll use my 8, I suppose.
8, all right.
Or actually, no. I'll use my 8.
You use your 8. All right, wonderful. So with an 8 and you have a 4 in your cast a spell, that gets you to a 12, a very good thing, and you replace it with a 7 of hearts, which will be good for any vitality rolls or draws that come up later. I always say rolls because I'm trained to. But as you, so basically, Chadelaid, you sort of begin moving some water around, and that will, I will say that you're able to confidently say it's not in a certain sort of area, and the goblins will say,
Or then it must be behind these rocks somewhere. I think that's the rock we must have hit our boat upon. I think it must be back there then.
All right. I wander over to that area.
cool. Do it again. So another draw.
Oh man. I'll draw.
Believe in the heart of the cards.
Yep.
A 2.
Okay.
So this time you try to move some water, but this time as you begin to sort of move some of the water around, kind of, not trying to do it so much, you've kind of moved around these rocks and you inadvertently just splash water off the rocks, and it drops just all over your face in the most frustrating of ways.
I look around, does my brother see?
Atris,
Yes.
give me a look. Let's see if you see.
I'll draw for this.
You'll draw for it. No
Awesome.
idea. Unawares.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Did I see it?
Even much more important question. Yes.
It's important. Chadelaid wants to know if anyone saw him fail.
Would you? I think, and realistically, yes, you'd be the one. I mean, Spellington, if you want to use it, you could as well. But Urrek, do you want to use a card? Or do you want to draw for this?
I really should get rid of this 2, I guess. I'll just use the 2 for look.
Aw, it's a shame. Then you won't see it, sadly.
I'm sorry. I had a joke lined up too. Like, but I'll get rid of the 2.
You do, however, you are rewarded with a king of spades, so congratulations for that. Well,
Don't worry, I'll be back, Chadelaid. I'll be back.
oh, I'm gonna keep my eyes so open though. All right, Spellington or Hattie? Yeah, go ahead, Spellington.
Wait, so if I were to do a random draw and it were on suit, then I would draw another card? Is that how
Yes,
it works?
and then you'd have to discard down to 5, so you'd get rid of 1 in hand. Yeah.
Great. Can I draw a card, please? Okay.
So it's
That's
a
an
5.
8, then.
That gets you to an 8.
Yeah.
Spellington. Atris didn't see, Urrek didn't see, Hattie's probably just like, why are we doing this? Not, or unless, Hattie, did you want to draw on this? Did you want to draw on Chadelaid's embarrassment? Do you want to...
No. Super uninterested in things like that.
Profile? Fair enough. Then Spellington, you see it. Atris didn't see it, Urrek missed it, and you know that Urrek would have loved to have seen it, but you saw it.
I just do a tip of the hat at Chadelaid.
You elves gotta stick together.
But it's like I have a smug look on my face.
Ugh. He doesn't say anything audibly. It's just kind of like a like goes back to looking in the water again.
God, it's almost worse that he didn't look. I'll also say that at this point, so Chadelaid, you've kind of moved some water, but it's kind of your stuff is at this point. Alvin is kind of maybe even poking around with the sword, and the goblins are like, maybe don't use the tip of the sword. We don't want to puncture the chest. I hope it's not already punctured. That would be a problem. Atris, Urrek, or Spellington, would any of you 3? So Chadelaid's already kind of attempted, or Hattie. I don't want to not include Hattie. I just feel like Hattie's energy here seems to be like, go ahead then.
Whatever, do whatever you want.
So Spellington, Urrek, Hattie, or Atris, would any of you like to take an active role in the searching?
Yes, I'd like. Is there a big branch I could poke around with?
Dan, just for you, make a luck roll with your D13. See what kind of thing you can find. He spits his dice, ladies.
5.
A 5. I'll say that it's not a great branch. It's got like it's gonna have way too much drag because there's still too many things on it. But yes, you can sort of start sweeping through and see what you can do. That will require physicality, specifically.
I'd like a random draw, please.
Specifically in athletics. All right, random draw. A 10. Do you want to put any points into athletics or?
I'm adding 3 to athletics.
Then a 13, sir. Well done. So Spellington, rather, Chadelaid, you're trying to move stuff, but Spellington kind of hauls a branch over and begins sort of moving through this. I'll roll another luck on that. I've just rolled a 12, which means Spellington, in the doing of this, Chadelaid, you cleared some area, but Spellington is doing this, and though it's a terrible method with this, like, twisted branch and all this, like, moss on it, just so much drag, Spellington's like, shoo, and the waters are sort of roiling around, and like a little snake kind of goes up on a thing away from there, like, very creepy. But Spellington, as you move through, you do, in fact, hit something, and one of the goblins says, "Oh, there, hi, oh."
Yes, in the deed, the glory.
Chadelaid looks at Spellington, goes, elegant, really.
Thank you.
And basically, your kind of Eloin will say, oh, well done, Spellington. Maybe we can be done with this now.
Yes, thank you, my lady. I hope so.
Alvin says, I'll pick it up, I guess. Alvin will go to pick it up. Without issue, he kind of goes in and there's like a loud sort of sucking sound when he does pull this huge chest out of the mud. It is intact, and it is a sizable chest. Like, it probably took up half that rowboat, and knowing that the rowboat was so weighted down, you are not surprised that it, hit some stuff and tumbled out. It does appear to be locked, but he sort of begins to sort of heave it out. Although, would he be... He probably is not putting his sword down, so it's just it's an awkward carry. But he eventually sort of gets it out here. Everyone regain 1 power. An hour has passed by now, by the way.
Hooray.
Oh, actually, you know what horrible thing I'm going to do to you people?
No!
Because
No.
it is a player character doing this, I am making a draw for him. A king. And his athletics is a 5, so it's an 18 for Alvin to lift and carry this thing out. So never mind. That's a king you guys needed, but members of the party we will be drawing from that. If a player character is absent and I'm drawing on their behalf, new ruling, I do a draw for them. There we go. So, Alvin, guys, wait a minute. Ooh, we're getting pretty thin here on the thing.
Nope, don't like that.
There's 3 queens in hand.
Don't like that.
So,
Don't like it.
in any case,
Wait. So if remind me, if the deck runs out, that the rest of us discard our cards.
you discard your whole hands, and if a queen is ever discarded, it's an automatic horror.
Great, excellent. Okay, good to know.
Yeah. So,
We've given them too much power.
at this point, as Alvin sort of moves this thing out and kind of, sets it down. The goblins the lead goblin, she'll sort of come up and say,
Thank you. Thank you very much. You got me case back. I do appreciate that. We have rewards for you, but it is within. So allow me to unlock it. And I shall give you each. Who wants gold and who wants gems? I suppose I should ask that. As your reward.
Did gems do anything for spell components?
in the D&D system, I'll say that gems probably have more utility than gold in that thing, but also, gold. Oh, here, we'll phrase it like this: gold will be more reliably, monetarily valued. You'll gold is clearly currency, no problem. Gems could perhaps have magical use for random, sort of perhaps a gem that you got would be useful for a spell or some other weird thing or something, but it's possible the gem would have less monetary value than equivalent gold, based on who you're trying to deal with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'll take the gold.
Urrek
I'll
will
take
gold.
gold.
Hattie will take gold. Spellington.
Whatever my lady wants.
Gold is fine, of course. Unless they have pearls. No pearls, sorry.
Atris and Chadelaid, do you guys want gold or
Gems.
Gems.
Gems for the twins. All right. She'll sort of open it up, and you notice that there is a lot of gold as she opens the thing, and she's kind of she's trying to not have it be visible. If anybody wants to look in and see if they can see what's actually in there, you're welcome to do so.
I'll make a look.
Okay. What do you
I'd
wanna
like
use
to
for
make
your
a look as well.
What would you? So we'll go. I'm going to go in order of this. Spellington, what would you like to use for your look?
Random draw, please.
Random draw.
Okay. Damn.
Fuck.
You cannot see much.
It's a 7 total.
7. It's you. There is they weren't lying. There's gold.
There's
it's
stuff
waterlogged.
in there.
They're bringing it out. Urrek, are you looking?
Yes.
What would you like to use?
I'll use my 9.
Your 9. Okay, so this is offsuit.
Yeah.
But with a 9, what is your look modifier?
Just one.
Just one.
So I got a 10.
With a 10, you look in and you can tell that there is another chest within this chest. Hattie, are you gonna look? What are you gonna use?
Yeah, I'm just gonna use my 4 of hearts.
4 of hearts. Okay, great.
I can replace it.
You like Spellington can tell you now have an ace of hearts
Oh, that was not a good
to
trade.
replace it with. Chadelaid, are you looking?
Yeah, I'll do random draw.
Random draw, random tandem. You have drawn a queen.
Aha!
So that is the good news. Is it's a very high roll, but we are going to advance our beautiful dread clock to the 5, and I am going to roll a d13 on your behalf.
Okay.
But I've rolled a 5, so there is no horror surge. However, that is a 13, so throw up the emote, everyone, etc., etc. Good times. Thank you for that, Fable. And with a 13, however, you can tell very, very carefully, very succinctly that Spellington has noted. Actually, let's have the last person go. You're about to know some stuff. Do you have a modifier to your look, actually, Chadelaid?
No.
Okay, cool. So 13's still high. Atris, are you gonna look?
Sure, I'm not. I'll just use my 3 on this.
Use your 3, so no redraw. Gotcha.
I know. I'm just getting rid of it.
What you Chadelaid?
Okay, so with
Can I
that,
see?
Atris and Urrek and Hattie see, kind of not too much, just kind of there's stuff in there, whatever. Spellington, you notice that there is a chest. Chadelaid, you, however, will notice.
Oh, I thought I noticed that there was a chest.
You notice there's a chest as well. I thought. Oh, did Spellington? Oh, you noticed the
They
chest.
were switched.
Sorry, yeah. I get the retainers confused. What am I? A sixth grader?
No, one goes on the top of the mouth and one goes on the
a
bottom.
sixth grader at a sleepover with everything in the cups. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so Urrek, you notice there is a chest within the chest. There is some, basically they've used gold and gems as packing peanuts for something else in this chest. Chadelaid, you espy that chest just as the goblin, as she just sort of opens it up a little too much, and what do your elf eyes see? You notice the symbol of Shta Sooth is upon the inner chest, and that implies to you that there is probably magical things within.
When you say it's a chest within a chest, does that mean that I could infer that knocking it over will knock the top of the contents over?
Ooh, that is a more complicated thing, because it's a big, heavy thing. But so if you basically just wanted to knock it out, so maybe it would all come spilling out, kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
I would allow you to attempt such a thing. I cannot guarantee it would work, but you could certainly do that. Interestingly, I would say to do that right would require either athletics, but I might
Can we
say
mage hand it?
if you
Can we mage hand it?
if you wanted, yes, actually, absolutely. If you wanted to simply try to lift it now, to lift something this heavy, because you can't mage hand it. To put this into D&D terms, you're not going to be able to mage hand it because mage hand has a 10-pound limit, and this thing is over 100 pounds. So you may absolutely do that by expending some of your power.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll expend some
I think if you expend 3 power, we're not going all the way to like 5th level telekinesis stuff, but if you expended 3 power, you could give it a good shove, and you think maybe it would tip it over. I love that. Okay, so
I want to do this so it looks like I'm coming over to get the gems, and I trip, and I fall into it. And
so you want? Wait, do you want to use magic to knock it over, or you physically want to knock it over?
I want to use magic, but I don't want it to look like I'm doing that on purpose.
Understood.
I want to hide my intentions from the goblins by
in that
looking like
case,
an oath.
yes, go ahead.
Even though I don't want to do I don't want that, but
you'll need a. I'm gonna raise the difficulty literally just by 1 to add that to it. But I think the way they're kind of focused on this as they're gathering up little things of gold, and it looks like they're giving you a decent amount of gold for your trouble. You're gonna get like a handful of gold or a couple of gems. Like it is a fair. If you guys were humble travelers, this would be they are being very generous. None of you are hard up for this material, but it's like this is a pretty they're being kind here, probably because they just want you to leave. So Chadelaid, as you sort of move over there, what card would you like to use for this casting of a spell? It is diamonds, of course.
9 of diamonds.
9? You're not doing the jack?
Well, I mean, isn't 10 a success? Or
oh no!
wait,
I mean,
no.
In the fight, a 20 was a success. In some of the like they had to get to a 20. The thing. There's it's different. It depends on the thing. And I've raised yours by 1, so whatever it would have been, it's 1 higher because you're also trying to have it be sort of duplicitous.
Okay, we can do the jack.
Jack. All right. You play the jack. You replace it with a 10 of hearts.
Okay.
Now, if you wanted to, you could also spend an additional 5 power to throw another card on top. But with an 11 plus a 4, that does get you to a 15, which is a pretty darn high thing. And for the amount of power you already spent, you are in good shape. You are able to sort of tumble over and kind of make some contact, at which point the chest topples over completely. The gems and gold go falling out. Many pieces of gold and fall into the water that is there. But this larger chest, it's not even a chest, it's kind of like a case about, yay big, made of gold, stamped with the symbol of Stasuth upon it. And as that slides out, one of the goblins back there kind of like leaps up and sort of bodily just like lands in the water, like so that that does not slide away.
Okay.
As that happens, can I also like leap in and be like, oh no, heaven's help, and I'll try and like, brush that back, like try and help out, see if I can get like I want to see if I can get like a look at like how, as I'm doing this, like see, like assess like what could be in it, how heavy it feels, like all that stuff.
Love it. Yes, Urrek?
I wanted to, seeing this, like seeing the smaller chest come out, I wanted to, I guess, ask my lady, and like kind of give her like a quick like, is that something we want? Is that something you want? Because it's magic. Because you said it's magical. I'm not magical.
She will notice it, but as she sort of sees this larger thing, she is kind of looking up and like her eyes are sort of bulging. But it is not your kind of magic. It is sort of necromancy. It's not the stuff that she practices. Spellington, however, you're leaping in, but you're also trying to kind of get a look. You are trying to get a look specifically at this box.
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, I will say, your athletics are already pretty high. I think I want you to do a perform.
Perform, yes.
I think your looking is good, but your I'm gonna say, given you have 3 in look and 3 in athletics, I'm gonna make you draw for those. But I think all you're really doing to kind of do this is to make it seem like you're not trying to get that thing.
So what am I doing first?
You don't have to do the other 2. All you have to do is the
Heart of the cards, Jack of clubs.
Jack of clubs. Your replacement card is a 6 of hearts. And my friends.
Uh-oh.
The deck is gone.
Yes.
Atris, you see this thing as well. Your brother knocked it over, and now you see that there is like some kind of like golden case of some craziness here. What would you like to do?
That's a great question.
Spellington's getting there. Oh, and Spellington, no one suspects it, but you, sure enough, you are seeing that there are symbols of necromancy on it. And I think you, though you do not traffic with these undead as a life elf, you are familiar enough that this is the symbol of Stasuth, who is the enemy of your erstwhile host.
Also,
Go ahead,
Atris,
Chad.
I feel like Atris would know that Chad isn't clumsy.
Atris, no draw is required for you to know that Chadelaid knocked this over on purpose. You also noticed the spell. The goblins were surprised. You noticed that a spell did this. Spellington, you are helping them push gold coins back up onto whatever shore there is, but you are getting a good look, and you know that this is these goblins either work for Stasuth or have stolen from Stasuth. One of those two things. Atris, is there anything you'd like to do? Chadelaid, you can attempt something as well, but Atris, you're kind of probably like on the ground, like you fell over, so you're still getting up. At this moment, Atris, is there anything you'd like to do?
You never mentioned what got you into this trouble.
You're saying this to the goblins?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you do an intimidate? That seems like a threat you're making.
Clubs. What do I have for clubs? Oh, I have a king of clubs.
King of clubs?
I'll do that.
You do this, that is a 13. So the goblins basically realize...
It's not a 12?
It is a 12. I'm so sorry. Yes, it is a 12. So sorry. So the good news is the goblins realize that, oh no, this is the wrong, like, okay, this could be really bad. Like, everything grows tense. But the best news is that we were out of the deck, and you, my friend, have just triggered a restoration of your hand, which means we are discarding our whole hands,
Man.
and that means we are discarding 1, 2, 3 queens. So that means 3 13s, which are all automatically horror surges. In the interest of keeping things simple on me, I am not going to do 3 horror surges. I'm going to do 1 triple horror surge. One singular full strength horror surge. But so that is technically that was Dan, Moses, and Liv who discarded those.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Don't appreciate that.
Could have you? Hey, you know what, Liv? You could have
just
used
got
earlier.
it.
That's on you.
great.
You even had a fair warning.
Man.
I was really trying to be clear about it's low. I told you guys.
I intentionally hung on to this.
I know that you did. I also know that you were like, I'll draw.
Yeah. Oh, I was trying
Yeah.
to draw on suit so I could discard it right away.
Dan was taking us on suit there. All right, so with a triple thing, Liv, would you please roll me a d13 if you have yours handy?
Can do. 6.
Great. 6. Oh, okay. Oh. Duh. I know what's happening. Okay. Oh, boy, this is about to
I'm scared.
This is gonna get rough.
Right?
guys.
We're gonna die. We shouldn't help these fucking goblins.
So the probably shouldn't help the fucking goblins.
Side quest bad.
All right. I'm going to deal hands out to all of you. This time you're not choosing the number of the hand. I'm just dealing. These are simply the hands that each of you will have been dealt.
Don't worry, guys. We got this. We're gonna live.
Your face, though. Chad's like, I don't know about that.
All right. Dan. Everyone, get ready to either draw cards or take a quick picture. Dan, this is your hand.
5 clubs, ace. Hang on. All right, 5 clubs, ace spades, 9 hearts, 7 diamonds, queen hearts.
I have not sorted these for you yet or anything. Moses, here's your hand. You have no face cards, but it's fairly beefy.
Let's see. I got 4D, 10H, 7H,
Smells like
8H,
Use that.
and 10 club. Okay.
Great. Liv,
All right, ready.
you have a high and some lows.
Okay, got the picture.
Fable. Chadelaid has a similar thing, but the lows aren't quite so low.
one can only hope. Got it.
And for our dear friend Atris, you've got a couple of you have 2 lows, 1 medium, and 2 highs.
Okay.
So a
That's
better mix than you've had previously. I just sorted yours.
Can you flash me again, Philip?
I would love to flash your cards at you again. I will, and before doing so, I will actually arrange them in order across your sheet and everything. There you go.
Check. Great. Okay, great.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, friends. So, at this point, my dears, mesdames and messieurs, Spellington, you are looking at that case, and you're like, oh, it's a Shawsooth case. Atris, you were intimidating the goblins, and they were scared. And they were so scared that the one who had who's near Spellington will try to knock the case, is just trying to cover the case basically on as you're peering at the woman, sort of the guy who leaped down, the sort of gruffer one. He tries to move it, and you guys all in slow motion watch as his hand, in his push to do it, moves over the top of it, and the glyph on the case illuminates. Atris and Chadelaid know that this is about to be a bad situation. I think Spellington, you suspect it. And Spellington, you're the closest, so you actually hear this kind of sound.
Do we know what the glyph says?
The glyph is the symbol of Shawsooth. It is Shawsooth's sigil. That's all it is. but the glyph, the symbol just illuminated, and the case pops open. It's about kind of 18, 24 inches long, about 8 inches tall, about 6 inches wide, and it pops open. Chadelaid and Atris, right now at this exact moment, I'm going to allow both of you to, you can do a research or an analyze. Analyze is going to more tell you generically what's going on. Research will tell you if you know what this object is. So analyze is kind of like, what would I do? So, either could be useful just different ways. Chadelaid, which would you like to do?
Chadelaid's going to be analyzed, not research, baby. That's Atris.
Okay.
I'm gonna do research, baby.
Chadelaid, what are you going to draw, or are you going to use your card? Chadelaid.
Chad?
Wait, what? Sorry?
Are you going to draw, or do you want to use one of your cards?
Oh, I will use my 9 of diamonds.
9 of diamonds. Love it. Okay, your 9 of diamonds, that gets you to a respectable a 13. A very good roll. And you get a king of spades for your troubles. Congratulations. I have a feeling that will come in handy in a moment. Atris, are you going to do the research? It seems like your brother has assigned you to research.
Diamonds.
You don't have to, but...
The 6. Okay, that gets you to
I was
going to
do it anyways.
That gets you to a 10?
Yes.
Okay. You may replace that with an 8 of clubs.
8 of clubs.
Okay, so basically, Chadelaid, what you know is that this thing is about to free something. You are fairly confident that this thing is a storage unit of some kind. And something's about to get out.
Does it look like a prison?
You're not sure what the storage thing is, but fortunately your brother will know. Your brother. You are familiar with these that Stasuth especially collects specters. Not in D&D terms, but kind of, or sort of in D&D terms, basically more powerful spirits. Often spirits of those who tried to become liches and couldn't, but their spirit, so rather than having their, soul in a phylactery they can use in other ways, their spirit is simply,
from their body.
So their spirit is, in a container for other liches to gloat at. And, or occasionally, use this. However, Atris, given that Stasuth is the enemy of your lord, you do not know the name, you don't know the specifics, but you have this horrible sinking feeling because this is a beautiful gold case. I mean, the case alone is probably worth, more than all the gold. It's so finely crafted. This case, you have heard that Stasuth has 13 specters. 13 of the most intelligent, wise, intuitive, former sort of vassals or enemies or whoever that they have collected over time. Stasuth has there are specifically 13 specters, and you hear that Stasuth on some occasion will actually send these specters out to others to sort of consult them if they have the right rituals and do the right sorts of things. But as horror surges around you, basically, Atris, you don't know the name of these specters. You don't know who they are with a 10. You simply know you're like, I think it's that thing. You don't know the specific kind of they're whatever. But you are afraid that there's about to be 13 Nazgul coming out of this thing, basically.
That's so cool. All right.
Yeah. Well, as a viewer, that's rad.
Yeah.
Blair?
Okay, I would say, analyzing the situation, Chadelaid would definitely try to get away from the opening case.
You're beginning to back up. I love it. At this time, however, so as the brothers Qulenem see this and are like, and Atris, are you sort of
not
saying
good. Not good.
Not good.
So basically, what Hattie, Urrek, and Spellington, you see a sigil and you're like, oh dear. Elowin kind of is, Alvin's just sort of standing there, but Spellington, you do see the case open, and then you and Urrek and Hattie see the Quelenems immediately, like just elf eyes wide, and just.
I do the Homer Simpson backing into the bushes thing. They're like.
So what would I will say, Spellington, Urrek, and Hattie? Is there anything you would like to do in this exact moment?
I guess we must get the lady out of here if danger is about to be afoot.
Yeah, Urrek will also move to protect Elementon.
You guys just go to
no power.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Yeah, if you two go to Elowin, no draws are required. Hattie, what would you like to do?
I just realized that one of my skills is not in here.
Which skill?
Isn't there? Hold on, I'm checking.
It may be a thing you have that just didn't translate to this, and either could be a custom thing or is it?
I was gonna say my cloud the issue didn't translate.
Your cloud the issue, yes, that is. You do have you can just do that. That's just a thing you can do.
You can just do it.
Just once,
okay.
once
I don't
a day.
see any. I just see them backing up.
You see them backing up.
And then how far am I? Where am I in relation to this thing at this point?
Well, because Chadelaid knocked it over, you were probably like 3 or 4 feet. Now you're like 5 or 6 feet away. You know.
Okay, so a little bit away. They're between me and it.
Yes. So there's.
I'm just gonna start backing up and grab my whip and have it ready.
You have whip out. So basically, what Atris, Chadelaid, Hattie, Urrek, and Spellington all do is just a general like. Back away. The goblin at the chest, she is. She is confused. She's stuck in place. The one who touched the sigil dives under the water. The third goblin who was looking. I'm just at some point I may start drawing for enemies and NPCs as well. I feel like that's going to go through the deck way faster, but could be kind of interesting. That one also. So basically, the 7 of you, Alvin probably the sort of slowest. Alvin honestly probably isn't backing up, but sort of the 5 of you and Elowin, kind of borne by Spellington and Urrek, as well as one of the goblins starts backing up, and at that point. The sort of hissing sound, Spellington, that you heard as you're... Actually, Spellington... Oh, you know what, Spellington? I'm going to make you draw for it because you are in the muck. So this would be a... it's athletics because it's climb.
Athletics, I will draw.
Believe in the heart of the cards. An 8. So that gets you to an 11, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So yeah, as you sort of back up, you manage to sort of scramble out as the others are. One's diving under your... The 2 who were closest to this thing either are under the water or out of the water now. One goblin's doing the other goblin, she's just kind of there. At this point, the Spellington, the case opens. And everything is completely still for a moment. And then each of you hears a tremendous screech that exists not even in your ears, it's in your bones. You hear this, like, this maddening, hellacious, just... And I'm also saying that for the record, it's not exactly the shape. I feel like it's opening on a hinge, like an AirPods case, like that. So, like, that's kind of like the way it's like, that's just, so you understand what I'm picturing. It's like, this is like, it looked like a solid thing, now the top is coming off. And there's this moment as you guys hear this horrible thing, and then emerging out of it are just... These, like, 13 sort of, like, hooded, shaded forms are all pulling out, and as each one kind of... one of them lands directly on the goblin who had been very kindly handing out gold and gems, or preparing to hand out gold and gems to everyone, but then it was knocked over, and now she is just overtaken by, like... Hattie, your, though you can see through sort of smoke and haze, these things are more shadow and you can't quite penetrate through it. You probably see through them a little better, so you can see that the goblin is just like seizing underneath this thing as it is sort of upon her. The rest of you, however, can feel that as the sort of nearest living beings, one of these specters is going to every single person. One of these specters is... But not only that, there are 10 of you and 3 extra specters. So, I'm assigning Dan 1, Moses 2, Liv 3, Fable 4, Atris 5, Elowin 6, and Alvin is 7.
Oh, okay, I see.
Zane 7, and then 8, 9, 10 are the others. So I'm going to roll a d10 to see who the first spare is going after. The reason this is a triple danger is 1, these things are dangerous, and 2, these are like really high powerful monsters, and we're not slowing it down. The first one, I've rolled a 10, is going after a goblin. So 1 goblin is about to get double teamed. 2 of them go into the water after the one who touched the sigil. Next, a 9. The goblin who is in front, she was the easiest target, so 2 are on that. I'm now rolling a d8, because it's on an 8, it will go for a goblin. Otherwise, someone is getting double teamed by specters.
Yo.
Actually, Dan, would you roll this? Dan, would you? I'm gonna have you
ask Beverly.
Wait. I shouldn't have a player do this, because this could be so bad for another player. You guys don't do it. I'll do it. Double team by specters after. Is this a Sub Rosa joke you just made, Liv?
Yeah.
Dan, don't do it. I don't want you to be responsible for sending another player.
I just rolled a d8 for fun. I'm not gonna tell you what it was though.
If I roll an 8, you guys, it's the luckiest thing I've ever seen. Honestly, though, least bad scenario. I was 1 off, but that means it is Alvin. And if anyone can take 2 specters, it's probably
Alvin.
Alvin.
Take on 2 specters, it's Alvin.
Oh my god.
Alvin can take 2 specters.
I've seen it.
Does Hattie have any sense of whether or not, I just realized since they're ghosts and specters, would my skill even work against them?
A ghost inspector?
Oh, yes. These are female ghost inspector. You do suspect that your skill is probably going to be less effective on completely non-corporeal entities. Yes, Urrek.
Is there anything I can do?
Urrek, you can run. Now here's the fun thing, friends.
Fools.
It's 9 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Is this a cliffhanger? Or do we want to see how this
God.
goes?
Cliffhanger, I hardly know her.
Okay, cliffhanger, I only know.
I
no
say
hangout.
let's finish it out.
Finish it out.
Let's do it.
Finish
Let's
her.
do
Let
it.
Let these specters
Go for
finish
it.
double teaming us.
All right,
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
go. Well, none of you or Elowin are getting double teamed, thank God. All right, so first of all, I need all 5 of you give me an endurance roll, because the scream alone that they are making is from the pits of hell.
Cool. I'm gonna use my Jack of Hearts for that.
Jack of Hearts, what does that get you to?
Jack is 11?
Mhm.
13.
13. Great.
And I need a new card.
You do need a new card, and your new card is a Queen of Diamonds. Congratulations.
Oh, yay.
I'll use my King of Hearts for that.
King of Hearts. Ooh, that's big. So that's a 12. What is your modifier to endurance?
2.
2. So you also get to... Oh, you get to a 14. Chadelaid and Atris to 14. Hattie, I'm so sorry. You really don't have a great thing in hand for this. You could go off suit and just have a
I don't even have a heart.
You don't have a heart, so you could throw your king out just to try to resist it, but you might want that for something else.
I know. That's
Or do you
what
want to draw?
Oh wait,
Draw.
don't forget you need to give me a new card.
I do need a
Draw.
new card because you
These
did.
are not good cards
You
for
get a
this.
2 of hearts. Congratulations. No, Hattie, that's not yours. That's Fable's.
Oh,
Chadelaid did that, so that's the replacement for that. Hattie, your card is
Yes!
a queen. So, Liv, could you roll a d13 for me? And please roll a 13 because that would be a separate horse surge. I also see.
Like calls to like.
By the way, I also see what Dan is. Yeah, I also see what Dan is doing.
I've been holding it up.
I rolled a 10.
Okay, Dan,
I'm also adding a 4 to my endurance, so that'll be a total of 17.
love it.
And I'll roll a d13 for you.
Yep,
And then I'd like another card. DM Daddy.
absolutely.
13, baby, let's go.
This is gonna be bad. All right, 13 out. There we go. Dan, you now have a Jack of Spades though, which will probably be helpful for you in a moment.
Wait, Jack. Dan, did you just roll another horror surge?
Yeah.
I don't like you.
Moses, what would you like to do for your endurance against this kind of?
Why did you come back?
Why did you come back?
I'll do the 8 of hearts so I can get a new card.
8 of hearts to get a new card. What is your endurance modifier?
Just 1.
1. Okay. Oh dear. Oh, poor Urrek. 7. Okay, because that means you're under 10. Okay, and Dan, what did you? What is your endurance modifier? You have a 13 on it, but
So 17 total.
17 total. Okay. Spellington. Spellington, you've caused a horror surge, but you're getting out of this the most okay. Urrek is under 10. Is everybody else between 11 and 14? Hattie, Atris. Hattie, yeah, you had a 13, Hattie. Do you have an endurance modifier?
No.
Okay, so you're at 13. So we had a 13, 13, and 14.
Sorry, for a second I thought you meant power, and I was like, no, I'm at a 10.
It's so basically 15 was the, if you had 15 or higher, no harm comes to you from this effect.
Okay.
Over 11, 12, 13, 14, it will be half damage. Unfortunately for Urrek.
What is the dread clock at right now?
Don't answer him.
I haven't been advancing it.
So it's
it
2
went up 3.
advancements, right?
1, 2, it went to 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more. We're at 10 already! Oh my god, I love this system. Remember, I said we could just stop. I said we could have it be a cliffhanger.
I had a queen I wanted to use.
Okay. Okay.
Also good. Everything's great.
Urrek.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Going really well.
Oof, Urrek, this is going to be a rough one. Urrek, you are going to be losing 7 power. Tell you what though, you could make a resist. You can make a resist. It's not really injury. Make a resist. I'm gonna
control?
I'm only gonna let him do this. The rest of you can't do this because you're getting half anyway. Urrek, give me a resist injury. It's another vitality roll.
Would we not make like a stay in control roll for this?
This is not. It's a Constitution saving throw. It's a like. It's like the howl is like rotting your flesh. It's like a
Save to not shit your pants.
Yeah, it's not a fear-based thing. It's like an age. You know, it's the.
That was one of those
But
saves.
it's not. You're not shitting your pants because you're afraid. You're shitting your pants because the scream literally causes your rectum to
Bowels
loose.
to release, yeah.
Urrek, what do you want to use for this? You want to
Use
draw?
my
Draft like
10 of-
reaction.
Use my 10 of hearts.
Where you
Use your
vacate
10 of
bowels.
hearts. Great. Okay, cool.
What are my 2 new cards, by the way? I didn't get the...
Your new one here. If I didn't show you the other, I'm just going to show you your current 5 cards. Unfortunately, you just drawed an ace. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, shit.
This is your current hand.
Okay, I see.
Okay. Urrek, with a 10 and D. Oh, you have points in resist injury. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you reduce that by 2, so you have 4. You're able to just kind of like bear it because it was so direct at you. The others of you all go down by 3. I will round down. So Atris, Hattie, and Chadelaid, you all lose 3 precious power.
Alright.
Not great, but I'll take it.
And Chadelaid, did you already use lose your 3 power from when you knocked the chest over? Because
No.
I don't think you did. So I think Chadelaid's in danger. All right. At this point, however, the ball is sort of in your court. You are being attacked by these things. They're screaming. The scream that they're making is like, you can hear it. Spellington, you're just so heroic. You're trying to not deal with it. Elowyn, oh boy. You know what? You guys are in front of Elowyn, so I'll say that we'll defer her rolls. So each of you, basically, what do you want to do in the face of these horrors? In the face of these undead things? Options include, if you're looking for sort of context, is running. Just running as fast as you can. Running with all the speed you can muster, just getting the hell out. You could attempt to fight. I think that Urrek, if you do anything but run, it's a bad idea.
I'm out of here.
Because, yeah, you don't have a thing. You know, Hattie, you could try to fight. You could try to do some shenanigans. Spellington, you could certainly try to swing and fight. Unfortunately, Elowen is probably the person who would have the most ability to fight back against these, but she is so depleted from the previous one. Atris and Chadelaid, obviously, you will have some things you could do against necromancy, but you also know that these are... I mean, it took everyone working together to take out that one dragon, and now
These
you're
were
all depleted.
almost liches.
These are all
right?
almost liches, yes.
So maybe don't.
So, Spellington, it's all individual. Spellington, what would you like to do?
I'd like to hustle my lady out of here.
You want to move her away.
Yes.
Understood. Great. I love that. Okay. Go ahead and that is a move roll under your physicality. I'm going to up
Jack of the cards.
the jack of that, and you're putting 4 into that. I see. Okay,
Yes.
great. That gets you to a 15, which is a good hustle, and also even better. And you get a 10 in response.
Excellent.
The good news about that for you is that to try to move her required a slightly higher, degree of success. So as you just pushing,
the heart of the cards rewards the faithful.
There you go. As you begin pushing her, Urrek, you see that Spellington has effectively, it's just like frog marching her, through these woods away, even though there is like a specter like upon him. Urrek, what would you like to do?
I'm following suit and going to retreat with Spellington and my lady.
Understood. So also a move. You don't have any spades in hand. You could use a 10. That's your highest card, or you could draw and let the fates decide.
I'm going to use the 10 for now.
Okay, cool. That will get you to an 11. So you are, even though Spellington is moving her, you can't. You also just took such a hit. You can't quite keep up with Spellington and Elowen, but you're attempting to. Hattie, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I could try to fight with my whip, but I don't think that'll do much against these specters.
Your whip is magical, so it won't do nothing, but
not.
The problem also is if everyone else runs away and you're fighting, then you're fighting
they're
13.
all gonna descend on me. No, and Hattie's no hero. Look, I need to get on and survive.
Yeah.
Am I able to chart a course? Do I see anything that looks like the most effective way to lose this thing off my tail and get away as quickly as possible?
I would allow you to actually do a navigation attempt for the group. So why don't you make a navigate roll first, or a navigate draw first? Also, hello raiders. We're in the midst of a triple. Oh no! Oh, a quadruple horror surge. I haven't even gotten to the other horror surge yet.
Horror surges. So many. I'll go ahead and use my 6 of clubs to get away.
In intellect,
that brings me to 11.
If you do an intellect, you will replace a card if you do the 5.
All right, I'll do the 5. One I don't think will make too much of a difference. We'll do the 5 because that gets me to 10, and then
gets you to 10. You get a 5 of hearts instead. That will get you to a 10. So you see a path that you think is basically what you're seeing is this is the fastest we can move. You are no longer trying to get out where you were going. You're just like, this is the fastest way to get away from here. We're not going to get stuck in the mud. And you can even shout that to the others. Now, please make a move roll.
Okay, and then move. I want spades.
You don't have any spades. Or you could spend your 3.
No, I have a spade. It's just 3, so it's not that great.
Or you could always draw.
Alright, I'm gonna draw.
Heart of the cards rewards the faithful.
Oh, okay, that's better.
5. Oh, but it's on suit.
It's on suit.
So not only that,
8.
you're going to get a jack of diamonds into your hand, and you get to discard one. You get to discard a card.
Well, I'll get rid of the 2.
The 2.
It's useful.
But that gets you to an 8 move. The good news for you, however, is that because I assume you're swinging away on your whip, you pulled it out. That actually does lower the degree of success you require. So though you're lower than him, you're on par with Urrek. Spellington is still a little bit further than the two of you. Chadelaid, my friend. What would you like to do?
All right.
Is now the time to be bold and brave? Or is now the time to run away like Elowen and the others?
So I think Chadelaid is going to be struggling to, because he always wants to fight, but I think he's going to
Chadelaid, forget about fight. What if you could tame these 13 specters?
I don't know.
What if you could conquer them and bring Ire Vorgazity the 13 specters of his beloved Shtasuth as an offering to return to them?
Atris gives you the older brother stare. Don't you fucking dare.
So Chadelaid is gonna be like stumbling away from the chest, going shit, but like running as quick as he can, but like basically preparing a reactionary spell.
Okay.
If they start like screaming again, he wants to try to silence them.
Understood.
But only as a reaction as he's running away.
Understood.
Like,
so which of these things do you want to use for this run, for this move?
for run,
And
King of Spades.
the King of Spades. I mean, it's a 12, and it's about as good as you're gonna do. A 12 will get you moving quickly, and your replacement card is a 10 of diamonds, which for the purpose of casting a spell is a great card for you to have. Because you cast with diamonds and you have a high thing. Alright, so now we come to Atris, the other brother. Atris, my friend, this is your hand.
Yes, it is. I'm just gonna run the fuck away with the 8 of clubs.
The 8 of clubs. Do you have anything to your move?
2.
A 2. Alright, so you are off suit. That's getting you to a 10. So Chadelaid is actually, because Spellington's a little slowed by Elwyn, Chadelaid really wants to fight, but is instead kind of like the furthest, but you are all sort of running, and I assume you're all sort of running in the same direction that Hattie has sort of pointed out to you.
Away.
I'm gonna make 2 other rolls. No, I said I was doing these for people. That is for Elwyn's not having to roll because you guys are moving her, but that is for Alvin. And I think Alvin may have Alvin has a +5 to move. Alvin's at 12. So thundering footsteps as well as Alvin's just like moving away from these 2 specters who are, kind of reaching for him and double teaming him. So there are, after the 7 of you, there are 8 specters moving through the mists, kind of away from their prison. The goblin who was not double teamed is overtaken. So 8 go after you, 5 remain with the goblins, trying to take some life. So that's the good news. Dan, could you roll me a d13?
I would love to.
That's fun.
7.
Well, fun. So Spellington, as you sort of move, you and Chadelaid are the first, and as the 2 of you are sort of going, kind of moving as quick as you can, I need both of you to give me a dodge roll under physicality. Go ahead, Spellington.
10 of spades.
10 of spades. All right. Very good.
And I'm going to put 2 on top of that, so it'll be 2
It's 12, and you replace it with a 4 of spades.
Perfect.
Chadelaid.
I'm gonna draw.
Gonna draw. I love it. All right. Chadelaid. Your draw is a 6 of spades. So it's on suit. So, do you have any points in dodge?
No.
Okay, so you're at a 6, but you will replace that card with a 2, so you can discard anything, including the 2 you just drew.
Okay. Can I replace the 2 of hearts?
Sure.
The 2.
A less useful one for you, for sure. Okay, so you have a 6, Spellington has a 12. So basically what happens here is you guys are running and kind of like, trying to move stuff around. Spellington, though, you have this danger sense as you sort of duck out of the way as this like rusted blade comes towards you, and you see like pulling themselves out of the murk of the swamp are these like decaying, like drowned, undead, sort of moved by all that's going on. This is the other horror surge, as it's just kind of sweeping at you, kind of like and you see there's four of them like crawling up in your path. One also attacks Chadelaid, and this one does hit, but Chadelaid, you can give me a resist injury, which is under your vitality.
I'll use my 4 of hearts.
4 of hearts. Do you have any points in resist injury?
No.
Understood. You get an ace of diamonds back. That is insult to injury. Literally. All right, so Chadelaid, you do not succeed on that, so let us hope that the roll is low. How many power do you have right now?
4.
Okay. So, first time we've been at this situation, you took 4 damage, so you're at 0. As of now, you're fine. It's that any subsequent damage you take, you've had to use everything else in the tank to avoid getting chopped by that. But as of now, you're not impeded in any way. You have no safety net.
Okay. So last game we were able to like talk to each other, like telepathy. Can I like talk to my brother and be like, "Yo"?
Yo.
Yeah, bro.
You can.
Okay.
But before that happens, I need Hattie and oh wait, there's only 4 now, so they won't go. One responding. You 2 were the closest up, but he also is there, so it would only be for 1, 2, 3. Guess what? One of them attacks. So your man Alvin is getting double teamed by specters, and there's also a one of these like undead kind of these like zombie drowned things, swamp drowned, coming for him. So that's good news. The last one, will it be Urrek, Hattie, or Atris? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is coming for you, Atris. I'm very sorry. Could you please make a dodge?
I love to.
Look at Urrek. Oh my god, Urrek just like, I'm alive.
Why do you hate us so much?
He's racist. He's elf racist.
I think he's just happy he's living. I think he's just happy it's not coming for him.
Just happy to be alive.
I'm just gonna throw the king at it.
Sure.
The 12.
That's a 12. A 12 will be enough to dodge. Do you have additional modifiers on dodging?
No, I do not.
Okay, so basically, Atris, you dodge. I am drawing for him. Ooh, no, he does not dodge. So sadly, I will deduct. It deducts way less for him. I deduct 1 from him. Dang. Okay. Great. Okay, so these guys are up, but you can see that they are now on you, and they're like more directly in your path. So you have many options here, friends. You can either simply try to rush past them, potentially taking some damage as you go, but not slowing, or you can slow to fight them. These creatures you can easily deal with, but fighting them will slow you and allow those specters on your tail to do it. So basically, it's do you want to like risk taking a little damage as you skirt on by, or do you want to try to bring the fight to these undead and end them as swiftly as possible? These are the choices before you.
I can like use my necromantic powers that can make us invisible to these, perceptually to these like bound dead things.
I love that idea. That would require power to spend, so it's a risk.
But we have our bracers.
You do have your bracers, that is true, but you have your bracers for
Is this protection, warding, and offensive magic?
It is for offensive magic. What he's talking about is not offensive magic. That being said, for you, Chadelaid, let's give you 1 power because of your bracers.
Okay.
Let's give you 1 back from that. The effect, it's more if you decided to like attack these things, your bracers would have a thing. If you try to make yourselves invisible, that will and attacking them would require a little power. Making yourselves invisible would require more power, but would have the advantage of the whole group could just continue running if you succeeded at that, Atris.
I'm gonna risk it.
You're not gonna
Risk it for the biscuit.
Risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna do the spell.
Cool. Now here's what you have in hand.
Yep. I know.
Oh.
Do I do the funniest thing imaginable?
I mean,
Succeeded
Atris,
one.
I will tell you this, Atris. It's going to cost you 3 power to do this, but if you drop down this, it's an 18. This will succeed. the specters won't lose your trail, but these things will you will pass them by.
I'm about to do what's known as a pro gamer move. I'm gonna drop the queen.
All right, please roll your d13.
Okay.
And you replace
Let's
it
go.
by the way.
God, I swear to God, if you roll
Let's
a
go.
13,
The odds
Woo!
of
A 2. It's a 2.
you get a 9 of clubs in response.
Okay.
And this little guy's just gonna go up to 11. So in other words, guys, well, we're back.
That's not a pro gamer move. That's an elite gamer move.
Yes.
Also, this is a thing that doesn't happen too much, but in this one it has. This is one of the first games we've had where every single person has given me at least 113.
oh Jesus Christ!
I can tell based on the shape we're all in.
However, you cast this spell, and those attacks cease completely. The horror surge happened, Atris, and you suspect that the specters, though they know you're there and are coming after you, there may be a degree to which they're going to be more, they're not going to be as aware of your presence. They'll be a little bit more, kind of it'll be easier to outrun them because you're trying to hide your vitality from the dead. So everyone, because of what Atris has done, and I assume you shout that out,
Yeah.
it's another round of moves to just run the hell on.
Thank you, brother.
All in welcome.
I will once again go in the order that we have here. Dan, you'll be first.
I'd like to draw.
Believe in the heart of the cards. Come on, buddy.
Atris, he yelled out and told us.
Let's go!
Atris did tell
I-
you. Do you say anything, Urrek, in response to his
Of
shout?
course I'm going to say something.
Cool. Good news for
I-
you, Dan. You get this 8, but you will have to discard something.
I'll discard the ace of spades.
The Ace of Spades!
Spades!
All right.
Specifically, Atris yells out, "It's like, I've made us less visible to the dead, so use that and get out of here."
Just going to yell, good job proving your worth.
I still don't like you, and I'm running.
Oh, man. Oh, and that's in response to your brother getting, jacked by one of the, also, Chadelaid, I don't know the rules for it, but, you're gonna have to make tetanus rolls at some point. Okay, so,
Okay.
Urrek, for your running, for this move. Spellington has gotten to a 9, and you have points in move, right, Spellington?
Yeah, I have 4 points in move.
Perfect. So, Urrek, here's the cards in hand. You can get yourself to an 8 by using one, but you don't have anything on suit, or you can draw.
Ooh, you know what? I'm going to use... He needs a 7 of clubs.
7 of clubs. All right. You won't get a replacement. That gets you to an 8. I pulled the wrong card for you. That does get you to an 8, which is a decent move. So you're still, you're lagging a bit. Spellington is, of course, still moving Elowen on her behalf. Hattie, what move would you like to do? Unless you want to now stand and turn and fight. Now that Atris has given you guys a huge
Absolutely not.
advantage.
No,
Now we make our stand.
Well, first of all, aren't I still up above? So can they
You're-
even get to me?
Oh, the specters can get to you, no problem. Those
Yeah, they can
guys...
get to me. But the undead, I'm up above everybody.
I guess that really was not... They could have chopped at your feet, as you're sort of
Okay.
swinging. Yeah. So yeah, that's true. You actually don't need as good a move.
Yeah, I'm just above everyone.
I
so
wouldn't use your 3, but a 5 or a 6 plus your natural move speed would probably get you into great shape.
Yeah, I'm just debating. What am I
Or just
doing?
draw.
No, I think I'll go
Not doing
ahead and
me.
use the 6. And can I also, if I use my Cloud the Issue while I'm above, will that affect anyone down below then? Or is it just going to be a cloud of smoke around me? How far away am I from people?
It will, because you're moving. Yeah, I'll say that it won't it'll be a little misty for them, but it won't be too bad. Yeah, you could that'll just prevent any birds from hitting you probably.
Yeah, I'm just going to
Okay. You can cloud the issue.
and
again,
my
probably.
Cloud and then roll my 6 and a 3, so that's a 9.
9 is a swinging 9, guys.
Swinging 9.
A ground 10 or a swinging 9 is great. Now, Chadelaid, I am so sorry. You have a 10. It's not on suit. It's probably your best thing, but that also is your best spell casting possibility. So it's a rough thing for you to burn. or you can always draw. My friends, also, the good news is no one has a queen in hand. The bad news is we're down to 4 cards. Again. And I believe there's at least 1 queen in here. That being said, it's much better to draw a queen than to have a queen in hand and discard it.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you want to do, Chadelaid?
Oh my god.
Part of the cards.
I think I'm gonna draw.
Gonna draw. I love it. Come on.
Again, your laugh is evil.
Ugh.
Chadelaid slows. Now, I'm gonna say that Atris, because you were doing the spell and seeing that Chadelaid is slowing, if you wanted to, you could attempt to move to like carry Chadelaid as well, but you'll need a higher draw.
Okay. What are my options in my hand right now?
Your options in your hand are these. You got a 2 on suit. How many?
Would an 11 be enough to get Chad out of the way?
To move Chadelaid as well is probably not enough.
I'm drawing then.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
The brothers Qulenem fall behind. Hattie, Urrek, Spellington the other, but there's one other person I have to draw for. And that is...
Do it.
That is your dear friend, Zane. That is Alvin.
Yes! There it is!
I get to roll a 13, because he just did a 13.
God.
It's not a 13. However, one technically is, I'm gonna say 1 me/Zane. Okay. And
Look at your face. Look at your stupid pleased with yourself face.
He enjoys it too much. He enjoys it too much.
so now,
Simply not fair. Simply not fair.
however, this is the question of mercy. Does Alvin, because Alvin has a 13 and Alvin's modifier to move is 5, so that is 18. And even though there are 2 specters on him and 1 thing that's, honestly, the thing chopping him is probably not ignoring him as much as ignoring the rest of you. The question is, does Alvin pick up Atris and Chadelaid as they stumble?
Oh, are we little hobbits with a treant? Is this our little thing?
I feel like he would.
I feel like you would.
Then I'm going to draw the last card.
Your life's on. Wait a minute.
It is a jack.
That's good, right?
It's very good. With that, Alvin with running and then with a 16 to pick the 2 of them up. With his sword in hand, he picks the Quelenems up. I really hope that Zane says I would never have done that. I would have trampled. He's gonna pick up the Quelenems. And with that run, in between Atris' spell, Hattie's guidance, and the fact that it is 9:30, I'm going to say that gets you far enough from the specters that they are still tethered to that box.
Oh, okay.
You guys keep... Now, obviously, you don't stop running. You all continue running. But as you run through these marshes, Hattie is now no longer... Hattie can... I mean, realistically...
Can I, do another navigate check?
Well, we just ran out of cards, so we'll just have you do it next time. Oh, unless you have a good one.
Well, a jack of diamonds.
Then a jack of diamonds. Well, okay, you trigger a redeal because that would result.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
never mind.
but no one has a queen in hand, so nothing gets discarded.
Okay.
So with that, Hattie leads you out.
That's a strong navigate.
Wow. So I didn't kill anyone, but I do have a bruised and battered team here.
Yup.
Yeah.
If anyone amongst us was a hero, you might have killed someone, but apparently this core group is not. No one here is
No.
a hero.
No.
I look for a necromancer.
Hattie will be if she cares enough, but she doesn't care enough about these people.
The funniest thing is, Atris has probably been the most like team helping.
Atris really has been a team player, yeah.
Hattie's honestly just along for the ride to see where this goes.
Oof. Okay, she's on, and Elowin's down to 3, and Alvin will have to expend a little. Yeah, okay, he'll only lose 1 more. Okay, cool. Spellington, you're looking great.
I'm doing just dandy.
Fuck you,
Dan.
So good for you.
And
Fuck you, Spelling.
I am not welcoming you back into the fold after you were gone. This was not a welcome back for you at all.
All right, so the good news is that you have made it. You've made it through the wilderness. You finally made it through. The better news is that the dread clock now stands at 12.
Oh, Jesus. I hope somebody screenshot that. That was obnoxiously beautiful.
I'm not a good person, but at least I'm a bad person.
You're gloating so hard. It's great.
Well,
I'm
this
happy
is
to be
honestly for a DM. This is the best because like as much as I don't care about killing people in this game, but it's so much more fun to just like the party is just it's so much more fun for you guys to be in trouble. You know.
Now we're all exhausted.
Now you're depleted, exhausted, running. You're also running to danger.
Did I even get to hold on to any of the gold they were handing out?
No one got any gold. The horrors, you didn't get anything. No gold, no gems. You stopped to help.
So we went through all that to help, and we didn't even get away with anything useful.
This is why we don't help people.
You have gotten away with your lives, and that is not nothing. But that is where we'll end. However, we will see what happens. Oh, fuck. You guys won't get the Dreadstorm, you lucky fuckers.
Yeah, I won't
Because next week, we are going to be missing a lot of players. So next week, we're actually going to be doing a no-player game. Join us for episode 1, chapter 135. And I will talk to the players off stream. If any players are just like around and really want to be a part of it, I think there'd only be 2 of you. You're maybe welcome to come and sort of handle this like how we do our Meridian game. But we may also just say it'll just be another DM player free game. Next week we're going to check in on a sword and a goblin witch in a hopping cottage. We've done one of these before. I think it was like over New Year's on from 2022 to 2023. So it's been a while, but that's kind of our first Soldier of Fortune solo thing. We're gonna have another Solo of Fortune solo game, see how he fares as a sword, and what might befall him there. So that will be next week. So we'll have to wait. But the good news actually for you lucky people is that this will happen to the Soldier of Fortune and a witch, not to you. So, the bad news is, it'll probably still happen to you. But congratulations for surviving. And that was really fun. Thank you so much. I'm now glad that we went for it. Because that could have been a fun 2-week cliffhanger, but also, so survived, depleted, all like magic out the window, whatever. You guys are bruised, broken from your trip through the goblin.
Yeah, what's the rule for my Cloud the Issue here then? Because I think I'd used one and we never replenished it. So how often does that?
I think you get it once per day, but I'll check that you either get it once per day or.
It says if you regain it after finishing a long rest.
Yeah, then it's once per day. It's like after you if you do it, you have to sleep before you can do it again, basically.
All right.
That is that's so fun. Wow, fun time. So yes, join us in 1 week for the Soldier of Fortune solo session, and then join us in 2 weeks for whatever members of this team sort of survive and continue on. We'll see how it goes with the crew. But we have other games on this channel as well. On to quickly do it on Sunday, I think we have a Strange Lore. We actually haven't confirmed with our Strange Lore players. Hey, Liv, can you do Strange Lore on Sunday?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes.
Strange Lore Sunday.
I have a hard out, so let's start right on time if we
Understood.
can.
We can even discuss starting early if that would help. but that's a conversation for later. Point is, Strange Lore Sunday, Dreamlands
Strange
Monday.
Lore
Hey,
Sunday.
I don't think anyone's voted for the Dreamlands today, but we have like a pretty dead heat between some of our 3 options this time. So 2 of them have a lot of votes. So Pay to Win had some votes, the Lantern and the Gate had some votes, and then I think Many Far Wiser Than We had a few fewer votes. But the point is, there's a lot of options. Go to our Discord to see all the ways we do downtime for the Dreamlands, because you get to pick what their mission is. Pretty fun stuff. You can also go to our YouTube to watch old episodes. And then on Wednesday we have Top Flight Tales. So that's fun too. Go to our the wiki that Sophia's put together, where we have kind of how all these games intersect and interact with each other, all that fun stuff. I think we have a lot of people to thank in chat today.
So many.
We have 4 raids today. First, Nerds with Dice raided us.
Great.
Thank you for that. Then High Shelf Collective raided. Third up, we had Mad Bird streams, and then capping it all off was Tales Archive. So thank you all so much for stopping in.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. That's very nice of you to jump in and experience whatever the hell this was tonight.
It was hell, that's for sure.
It's a swamp. It's frog. Hell comes.
More
to
like
frog
hello.
It is more. You know what? That's a good point, Dan. It is more like hello. Please follow all these wonderful players. You can go to our About page and see their sort of social stuff. Also, their socials are displayed here. And they all do cool stuff online. If anybody wants to particularly plug anything, you may do so. But
Yes, actually.
Plug Dan's mouth.
You want to plug Dan's mouth? Were you laughing ahead of... I hadn't even said plug yet, but you knew I was about to say plug?
Well, I thought of something else that was related to that, and then it just led right into it. So I was laughing at something else.
I do have this sexy lady candle that a friend of mine gave me for my birthday that I have unwrapped that I could try and shove into my mouth. But
Good. Do that. Bite down on it and don't speak.
I do have something to actually plug besides
Please.
Dan's mouth.
Please.
I made a webcomic called Travelers of Talaria, and it has been on hiatus for about a year now, and it is finally starting up again, updating in the next few days, hopefully Monday. So if you want to check it out, it's on Webtoon. And if you like fantasy and found family and magic and shit, then you should check it out.
It is very cool. I've read, I think I'm like... How many, like...
Books?
Books, volumes. What do you call the, like, bigger sections?
Well, there's chapters, but there's also books. I'm on, like, the end of book 2 right now.
Okay. I think I completed book 1.
Yeah, I think so, because I consulted you about book 2.
Yeah. I believe that I completed book 1 and was going to wait for book 2 to be finished. So, it's cool. You should check it out for sure. Anybody else want to say words?
I mean, I didn't stream this week because it was just one of those weeks where I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But been doing that more generally speaking, so be back at it soon.
Wonderful.
I keep saying I'll eventually stream, and I just keep lying and not doing it. Will someone help me set up my Twitch channel? I just need someone to help me. I don't have the brain power by the end of everything else I'm doing.
In theory, I don't know how to set up a Twitch channel either. Mine looks like shit, so.
I can sort of help you, but
I want it to look good.
we'll
before
have.
I
You guys like KJ or something?
Oh, you want it to look good, Dr. KJ? Yeah. Well, very
I
good.
have Streamlabs. I need to just use it.
It's such Streamlabs. I mean, it's the program I'm using right now, but oh brother. Well, thank you all so much for watching tonight. This was a lot of fun. Thank you to all our players. We'll see viewers in 1 week and players in 2 weeks. But until then, no matter where you are or what you're doing, have a dreadful night. Ooh, ooh, ooh.